Hello there, World of Tankers, and welcome to the channel. I'm your host, World of Blitz, and in today's video, we are breaking into quite possibly one of the most important videos that Wargaming has posted on their channel in a very long time. The literal thumbnail says, "We fixed the matchmaker." Now that means Wargaming at least acknowledges there is a problem with the matchmaker, so we're going to find out what exactly they mean by they have fixed the matchmaker. I'll be sharing my opinions on if I think this is actually going to work and change the battles that we have, or if it's just going to be same old, same old. So let's get straight into this video.
Update 10.7 in World of Tanks Blitz is launching on March 6th, and it offers visual enhancements, balance changes, and one long-awaited improvement we've been working on for quite a while.
I am very excited. Now, I should mention that this is for update 10.7, which is coming in literally just a few days. So all the things that they're talking about here will be for most likely the next update of the game.
Let's get down to it. The P-44 Pantera will improve its reload time while getting...
Okay, so let's see what the DPM changes. First shell, 7.19 seconds after 6.9, so that's about a 0.3 second reload boost. Then we have 3.84 to 3.64, so a 0.2 second reload difference, and then another 0.2 second reload difference. Add all of those together, and that is actually a pretty substantial change in damage per minute, because you're getting about a 0.7 second reload chunked off the entire vehicle. That's quite nice. I already think the P-44 Pantera is a fantastic vehicle, so the fact that they are making the gun better on this tank in terms of DPM is going to actually make it incredibly competitive to the Progetto, which already is at a Tier 8 premium, and they're going to be buffing the mobility on this tank, as you're going to see.
A small boost in engine power and hull rotation speed.
40 horsepower, nothing crazy, but it'll be nice.
Will become a faster shooter, so you can inflict more damage in battle.
So as we can see, the IS-4 is getting a slightly boosted reload, going from 10.35 seconds to 9.97. So essentially the vehicle is getting about a 0.35, or actually it's more like a 0.4 second reload change. That's nice. It is going to give it a little bit more DPM. The IS-4 already has alright DPM, and this DPM buff is going to make it quite a bit nicer.
Battle. On top of that, all the tanks in its research branch, starting with the KV-3, will receive the engine power boost consumable.
This is also going to be quite nice, but not necessarily for the IS-4. I mean, it'll be good. Getting in the position, getting out of position in any vehicle is going to be nice. But the major vehicle I see this super speed boost working for the best is specifically the KV-4 and ST-1. The KV-4 actually weighs more than the KV-5. And giving this vehicle an ability to accelerate even faster and ram something is going to be insane. And the ST-1 has the worst power to weight for basically any heavy in Tier 9. It's incredibly slow on acceleration. So this super speed boost is really going to help the ST-1 in my opinion more than any other vehicle in the line. But I'm still excited that at least Wargaming is giving some love to the line. The problem is if we make our way over to the IS-4, I mean this is the issue with the vehicle. This is AP ammunition aiming at the upper plate. It's 240 mils thick. I mean, heck, you can get out a Tier 9 medium. And as we can see, just loading gold, the IS-4 has no armor on that upper plate against gold. It's about 280. I mean, that's all right. Running enhanced, you can get it pretty troll. But I don't know. The vehicle, it's definitely in a spot right now where it could be a lot better on the armor. Using it hull down, you will actually have some decent spots and things like that, but it's still not great. And that's really the major problem. So we'll see. We'll see if these changes help the vehicle. I'm not against it. I mean, it's getting a buff, which is important. So I guess we'll see how much these buffs actually help the vehicle.
Use it to make sure you reach key spots faster. From March 7th until March 10th, you can earn by rooting for your favorite teams. Watch tournament broadcasts to receive fan coins. Gather enough of them and get access to our special draw and fan containers.
So, as usual, Wargaming is giving away most likely tanks for watching the season tournaments. I could be wrong, it might just be gold or other things. Clearly, we have a picture of a season coin in front of us, so I'll actually probably be watching the tournaments to get the season coins so that I can get my hands on the Lorraine 40T Fearless easier. But for the most part, if you aren't into tournaments and you don't care about these, I just recommend to have this running on the background. If you have a second monitor or an iPad, just leave it running there while you play on your computer or something, because you will still get rewards, and it's free, so why not?
As we progress through the month, you'll have the chance to get a hold of the epic Elephant Tank Destroyer.
So, we're going to break into the Elephant here. I don't think I've actually talked about this vehicle statistics yet, so I will make a video specifically talking about this vehicle. But today we're going to do a brief comparison of the statistics when it comes to the Elephant to another very similar style vehicle, the Jagdtiger 8.8. Now, the Jagdtiger 8.8 is one of the cheapest premiums that comes into the stores. It's usually like 5,500 gold, and sometimes you can get it even cheaper. We can see that the Jagdtiger actually has more DPM by about 4%, 3,400 on the Elephant, 3,562 on the Jagdtiger. And we can see that in terms of the guns, they're basically the same. Their penetration values are almost identical. Almost everything about the guns there are the same. However, the Jagdtiger is more accurate, has better dispersion, and the basically same on-movement dispersion with the same gun depression. Mobility-wise, they're pretty similar. However, the Elephant does reverse faster. That is quite nice. And it has a slightly better power to weight on most terrain, except for soft terrain. So because of that, the Elephant is going to be a more mobile version of the Jagdtiger 8.8. Armor-wise, though, I mean, the Jagdtiger is going to win every single day. Look at the superstructure 263 versus 200. Side armor is a bit worse, but I don't think it's going to matter too much when I mean, it's a Ferdinand. The Elephant just does not have much armor. So I will be making a video specifically talking about the Elephant, and obviously when the vehicle gets released, I'll be letting you know everything you're going to need to. I think they actually say when it's getting released, like March 15th or something like that, but just figured I'd showcase a little brief overview of the stats. I don't think there's much of a reason to get this vehicle if you have to pay for it when the Snowstorm Jagdtiger or just the normal Jagdtiger 8.8 exists. I just don't think you would want to waste your money on it.
March 15th to March 25th,
yeah, March 15th.
And seize this historical vehicle, a dedicated avatar, and other rewards.
I do have to say, though, the camo, very good job from Wargaming there. I think the camo looks absolutely amazing.
The AMX M4 MLE 45, the T22 Medium, and the T62A will now boast high-quality textures.
I should mention that the T62A, to what I'm aware, is losing 1 degree of gun depression when getting these HD textures.
The IS-4 and the SMV CC64 will also introduce new...
By the way, this camo, absolutely epic. I think this looks really, really cool. Just for anybody wondering, when you're aiming it on sniper mode, this plow on the front is going to disappear, so don't worry about not knowing where the weak spots are.
...new skins, while the former will feature a brand new shot animation.
The IS-4 skin's interesting. It reminds me of the 50B skin. I wonder if Wargaming is going to make more different styled camos. Maybe a green one will be coming out at some point. I'm not against this camo, but I also don't think it's the best thing ever. It's kind of weird, to be honest. I'd much rather have a realistic-looking camo with maybe bushes on it, kind of like the Grill or the Borsig has, because I think that looks way better. But I'm not against the camo.
And finally, the
Here we go!
It's always been a highly debated topic, and we've received numerous comments about its inadequacies and suggestions on how to improve it, so that it's fairer and more transparent. We've been thoroughly working through your feedback, and while achieving perfect balance is an impossible task, we are undeterred in our efforts. The current balance has always followed 2 main rules. 1. New players can't immediately face off against the game's veterans.
By the way, right there, for all the people that say, oh, the noob matchmaker doesn't exist in World of Tanks, let me just repeat that really quick for you, so you can hear it from Wargaming official themselves.
1. New players can't immediately face off against the game's veterans.
New players can't immediately face off against the game's veterans. And Wargaming's in fact going to show that after 5,000 battles, you go into the normal matchmaker. So, for anybody out there that says the noob MM doesn't exist, wrong-o! That is why re-rolling your account means nothing in terms of statistics, because the first 5,000 battles you have are actually going to inflate your stats probably by about 15%. On not only win rate, but as well damage and everything like that. Once you go past 5,000 games, that's where you should actually start logging your statistics.
2. Players showing their worst results in a series of battles are placed in a separate queue for battle entry, giving them the chance to improve their gameplay. In Update 10.7, we're going a step further by implementing a new rule in the regular battle balancer. For players with 5,000 battles or more, This new rule will ensure teams are assembled in a more balanced way, with every player's skills and experience level in mind. To do that, the game will consider such factors as the ability to perform effective actions in battle, dealing and blocking damage, spotting, survival, and winning. This adjustment aims to gather more evenly matched teams for every battle, equalizing the chances of winning for both teams and resulting in battles that are more competitive, engaging, fair, and of course, a bit more challenging.
So we'll see how this works. Essentially what Wargaming's doing is they're putting a ratings-style matchmaker into pubs, and they're actually going to confirm that in just a moment, but they say it's not as aggressive as the ratings matchmaker. Now, to what I've seen, the ratings matchmaking kind of sucks right now. Like, it's awful. And not because you're fighting skilled players, quite the opposite. More because there's not enough skilled players in ratings, so the matchmaker is just throwing 5-6K players with 3 to 2K players to match out the score. So if Wargaming says that they're going to put more skilled players up against each other, I'm really hoping that what they don't mean by this is that, let's say I'm on one team and I'm ranked as like a top tier player in terms of skill, and the enemy team, because there isn't a top tier player on, they just get a bunch of like 50-ish% win rate players. But because my team has me on it as a 60+ percenter, they're going to throw a bunch of like 40%ers on my team. Hopefully they don't do that to even out the win rates, because then that would just mean you lose every single game as a skilled player. But I guess we'll find out exactly what the matchmaker entails.
The rules of the new matchmaker will be less strict than the rating battles. The difficulty of regular battles will still not be as high as in the rating mode. We will closely monitor the game metrics to ensure that battles are assembled as quickly as possible. If a player experiences extended wait times to enter a battle, the rules will be lightened to facilitate quicker battle entry. We believe that the new matchmaker gives all users the opportunity to play better and better. And a tiny side note, despite these changes, the matchmaker for fun modes will continue to operate on a completely randomized basis.
Well, I guess we'll have to find out exactly if these changes actually do anything, if they're really bad for the game. I don't know. I mean, I personally don't like how the ratings matchmaker works. I don't think it really does anything in terms of skill. So we're going to have to find out if that actually means anything. My guess is if you're sitting in queue for more than like 30 to 40 seconds, the matchmaker is just going to go back to monkey and put you in normal games. So, I don't know. Personally, what I'm hoping is that we just don't have AFKs and 40%ers on both teams that cause either side to just instantly lose a player without anything happening. I think that's really unfun for both teams, and I guess we'll have to see. But obviously, we'll notice our average damage changing. Like this month, I'm going up almost 80% win rate with 3,600 average damage. So depending on how my win rate changes this month, I guess we will have a good idea of next month and how the changes have affected the matchmaker. So I'm quite excited to see what's going to happen there. Personally, as I've said in the past, I don't think the matchmaker per se needs changes on the players. I think the major thing that Wargaming needs to focus on in the matchmaking is tank balancing. If one team gets an AMX 50B, the other team should not get an E100. The other team should get an E6, or some sort of mobile heavy like an Object 260, or an additional 50B. The problem right now with the matchmaker is that one team can get one medium tank at tier 9, and the enemy team can get 2 tier 10 mediums. And basically, if you're on certain maps like Dead Rail, Desert Sands, or Oasis, with that disadvantage on medium side, you can almost instantly lose the battle, get flanked, and lose. And it's a severe problem right now. Wargaming needs to fix the matchmaker to a point where if there's one tier 10 medium on one side, the other team gets a tier 10 medium. They also need to fix the matchmaker on tank destroyers. If I'm driving a Grill 15 and the enemy team has an E3, how is that even remotely fair? Because that E3 is able to frontline, take shots for the team, and I'm in the back with my Grill, not able to do nearly half the capabilities an E3 does. So essentially they get an extra heavy where we don't. And the matchmaker needs to realize, okay, these are glass cannons. So if one team gets a Grill, the other team should get a 183. They should get a 4005. They should get another Grill. You know, lightly armored vehicles that aren't able to, per se, completely frontline. So, I don't know. We'll have to see what actually happens with the matchmaker.
So, buckle up and get ready to roll.
There you go. The March update coming into World of Tanks Blitz. Let me know what you guys think about the matchmaker. I am skeptical, but I will give Wargaming credit for trying to fix it. However, last time they did say they were going to try and fix it, nothing really happened. In fact, I'd say right now, the teams are the worst they've ever been. So we will see. I'll see you all in the next one. Bye-bye.